ES Audio.
Hi, I'm John Weeks, and this is the Evening Standard's Tech and Science Daily. Coming up, dozens of fake review groups discovered on Facebook. But first, ahead of Earth Day on Saturday, here in the UK, we're focused on what's being called the big one.
So we're expecting about 50,000 people. There's 30,000 signed up just through the XR website, and we've got a coalition of groups. There's over 200 groups who've signed up to join with us. So if you look at their memberships collectively, it's in the tens of millions.
Starting today, Extinction Rebellion's holding a 4-day climate protest through central London and outside the Houses of Parliament. Nuala Lam from Extinction Rebellion told us they're calling on the government to stop the search for new fossil fuels, reverse plans to crack down on protests, and establish citizens' assemblies.
Where you get basically a selection of the population that's reflective of all of the diversity of our society, and they sit down with experts and deliberate and come up with solutions, and then you've got a kind of mandate from the people to make these difficult decisions.
The eco group has promised it will be an accessible and family-friendly event designed to be peaceful, safe and inclusive. Nuala told us what their plan is if the government doesn't meet their demands after the weekend.
On Monday, if they don't, then that's when we all come together with this coalition of 200 groups that represents broad swathe of the environmental space, but also unions and other groups, to deliberate and speak together about what we're going to do to up the pressure.
An education think tank has warned marking coursework will become virtually impossible following the emergence of ChatGPT. A report by EDSK has called the AI tool a significant threat to the integrity of formal assessments in the UK and elsewhere. The think tank said ChatGPT has fatally undermined the case for expanding the use of coursework. It's recommended that students taking classroom-based courses should be required to take an extra subject in Year 12, examined entirely through an oral assessment, so they can gain more skills than those promoted in written exams. Now, 5-star reviews, get your 5-star reviews here. An investigation by consumer group Which has found more than a dozen groups on Facebook selling 5-star reviews in return for cash or free products.
Customers just don't know where they can trust the reviews. They don't know who's going to be a reliable mechanic in the area. They don't know if this hairdryer is going to do the job because the whole review system seems to be broken.
Harry Kind from Which told us there were tens of thousands of people in some of these groups completely undermining the reviews we see online. He said the upcoming Digital Markets Competition and Consumer Bill will crack down on fake reviews.
It will make businesses responsible for reviews that are on their platforms. So it would punish Amazon basically for hosting reviews without taking steps to check that they're real, and then would give regulators the power to fine these firms directly when they're flouting the rules.
Which is calling on Facebook to deal with these groups, but also the likes of Amazon, Google and Trustpilot to do more to spot and remove fake reviews. Harry told us how they can spot them.
Someone may well be reviewing, a hairdresser's in Idaho and then a garage in Tokyo the next day. That should be raising red flags for the places that host these reviews.
In response, a spokesperson for Facebook owner Meta said they had removed the groups shared with them for violating its policies. Amazon, Google and Trustpilot all said that they work to detect and remove fake reviews using skilled investigators and technology. After the launch of the world's biggest rocket ended in an explosion, it looks like SpaceX are already working on the next attempt. Boss of the space firm Elon Musk has said in a tweet they learned a lot from this launch, ready for the next test launch in a few months. After 2 to 3 minutes into the flight, the Starship rocket started to tumble out of control and was destroyed by onboard charges. A study suggests you can improve your running performance by 5% just by wearing the right sports bra. Teams at the University of Memphis in the US found that breast support influences both movement of the breasts, but also compensations across the entire body. They said these compensations can lead to reduced running performance, increased injury risk, and even the development of chronic pain, such as back and chest pain. Coming up, DNA discovery, how chromosomes get their X shape, and the cat that saved its owner's life. Why not hit follow and give us a rating during the break? Welcome back. Scientists have finally discovered how chromosomes get their X shape. Experts at the University of Leicester and the Netherlands Cancer Institute believe a protein known as SG01 holds together the two arms of DNA, creating the shape. When a cell divides into two, they leave the two copies attached in the middle until they divide. Then, just before the cell divides, the X shape is released in the middle, and each arm of the X goes to a separate cell. Now, 6 sealed animal coffins from ancient Egypt have been investigated by a team of experts using a non-invasive technology called neutron tomography. Using the technique, which creates an image based on how easily neurons can pass through objects, they found that all of the coffins are made of copper compounds. Inside the coffins, they were able to find an intact skull of what's thought to be a lizard, and fragments of linen, which the researchers said may have been used to wrap around the animals before they were placed in the coffin. And finally, a cat who saved its owner's life has been nominated for a national award set up by the Cats Protection Charity. Willow the cat is in line for a Moggy Marvels prize after alerting one of her owners to the fact that their partner had lost consciousness. 51-year-old Ms. Jameson from Liverpool became unconscious after going to bed one night with dangerously low blood sugar. Willow the cat bit the leg of her partner Ray, who'd fallen asleep in front of the TV, then led him upstairs where he found Amanda unresponsive and called for an ambulance. You are up to date. Come back at 4 o'clock for the Leader podcast to hear from Paralympic champion Richard Whitehead ahead of the London Marathon. We'll be back on Monday afternoon at 1. See you then.